morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. For those of you that are new, I am Kiana Dixon, and I'd like to invite you to hit that like and subscribe button so you can stay updated on when I post new videos. So today's video is going to be over being the new teacher at a school and what it's like, and if you actually have those teacher best friends. And I'm just going to tell you how it is for me. This situation has probably not been the same for all the other teachers, but I mean, it's what I go through, and I just want some people to know that, hey, your teacher life may look different than what you see on TV or what you saw in the past. And I just kind of wanted to explain what I do and how I feel about working with all the other teachers and all of that. So this is my 4th year teaching, and I've taught science. I only teach science. I'm certified science 4th through 8th. So I've taught 5th grade all 4 years. I did 4th grade for about half a year. That was at a different school for whole other situations we was having going on. But my first 2 years was at a school somewhere else in Tyler, and now I'm back this way in Dallas. So my first year, everything was completely different actually from the second year, because 1 year I had one principal and then we got a new principal. So those 2 years were completely different. Now, I know people say that your first year is the hardest and it's overwhelming, and they normally bring up all the negative things that may happen. I know I've read articles about teachers crying in the car and doing all those types of things. I must say that was not my experience for my first year, and I am so lucky it was not, because of the principal that I had. He made my first year be amazing. He did, and also there was 2 science teachers that year. It was me and another lady, which I love her. She made my first year amazing. Now, he was gone my second year, and she was gone my second year. And my second year truly felt like a first year, and that's because of the principal that I had, and that's a whole nother situation as well. So my first year was easy because my principal did not hound me. He let the science teacher, the other science teacher, help me along the entire way. So I know, if you don't know, when you're a first year teacher, you get a mentor that helps you. Okay, I did have another lady that mentored me and came out, but she wasn't much help at all to me, and I really could not stand when she came and took up my time talking to me. I just couldn't. Probably because she didn't try to get to know me on a personal level. So when that mentor came, she was a district mentor. I didn't vibe with her at all. But my science teacher, my partner science teacher, she helped me through everything, told me how to deal with the kids, how to handle them. She's like, oh, I know these kids, this is what you do, this is what you do. And that just helped me out so much. And she was amazing at science. So that year, she did the science in the classroom, and I did the science lab. And that year was the highest we ever made on our STAR test. We was 2 or 3 points away from being distinguished, for getting distinguished for our campus. As I said, that principal, he let us do our thing because he knew that science was going to be handled. He did his observations on me. I didn't feel pressure or scared when he came in. He wasn't just friendly and all buddy-buddy with me. He was cordial and like, hey, how you doing? Just checking on you, making sure you're all right. You need anything? He did all of those things. But I can tell, he had a better relationship with all the other teachers. But he let me be, and that was amazing. If I needed help with anything, he came right away. So those kind of things make a difference in your school year. Now, I will say one thing about this school. The school was divided. I feel like that school was never connected. Like, it was a lot of black teachers, but then there was a lot of teachers that was from Spain. that worked with the ESL students or the any of those bilingual kids. So almost every either you was in our classes, the monolingual classes, or you were in the bilingual classes. And it was just divided. The teachers didn't really talk to each other, or you'll see the bilingual kids score up and the monolingual kid scores down, or the monolingual kid scores up and the bilingual kid score down. There was no connection between it. So, I mean, I just always felt some kind of way about that. Like, why are we put against each other like that? And one of the other things I couldn't stand when they would like, oh, tell the kids don't speak Spanish, don't speak Spanish. Why? Like, I'm not going to tell them not to speak Spanish if that's their native language. That's not for me to do. So I was actually annoyed when they used to say that at that school. Like, don't say that. Now, I didn't want them speaking Spanish just out in class, obviously, because I don't know what they're saying and I couldn't help them. But I'm also not going to tell them to not speak Spanish. So if they're speaking Spanish in class and it's time for the independent work or group work where they can talk to each other, it was totally fine with me that they were speaking Spanish. But if we're not talking at the time and they're not supposed to be talking or whatever, then I didn't want them, just speaking Spanish, because I don't know what they're saying and what's happening. I am ESL certified, but that's just saying that I can teach them, and I know different ways to teach them. So that was one of the divides for the school. And also that principal my first year was black. Okay. My principal my second year was a Hispanic lady. And the divide was still there. It was, I don't know. It didn't get fixed when we switched over to her. It might have been divided even more because of the way that first principal left out. The divide was felt. So the bilingual teachers felt that he treated them some way, and then the monolingual teachers felt that this Hispanic teacher treated them another way. A lot of them left. It was just a whole ordeal. But anyways, so my mentor science teacher left my second year, so I was there to replace her. So we had a great first year, and in my second year I was replacing her, and we had got a bilingual science teacher. So I taught all the monolingual kids and she had all the bilingual kids, okay? But the first year we had them all, just me and the other science teacher had them all, but she was a white lady. So we just taught them all, even the bilingual kids. And I'll tell you what, I did have one bilingual kid who never passed any of his STAR tests, could not speak good English or write good English, and I did get him to meets, and that's my greatest accomplishment, because to see his face when I told him that he got meets on his STAR was amazing. Like, he was so happy. He's never passed anything before. So when I get bilingual kids and they feel like they can't do it, it's too hard, I always let them know about him, because that baby worked hard and he passed. Okay, where was I? Okay, yeah. So my second year is just completely different. The bilingual science teacher that came over, me and her were really good friends because she needed help. She came from a high school, so her coming down, she needed some work to give them, and just needed that material. So I helped her a lot with that, helped her with those science lesson plans, told her what I'm doing, what she should be doing, things like that. And we had a good relationship. There was no language barrier. She did have like a little accent, but it was fine. She helped me, I helped her. We were great. There were other bilingual teachers down the hall. I didn't really speak to them too much, but that's just my experience. And for some reason, I always feel that none of the teachers are friendly or best friends with me, and I don't know if it was because I was young. I always felt like I was the youngest at my school, but it was always me and a few others that were young, or if it was because I have kids. So my first year, I just had my first son, my one son, and they knew about him or whatever. He came to the school a few times. So I'm just wondering, like, how come I never had that best friend buddy relationship with any of the teachers? Like, when I say buddy and best friend relationship, I mean, oh, let's hang out on the weekend, let's go do this, let's go do that. It's never been like that for me. So I'm like, what is it? Like, I was good friends with the first science teacher, good friends with the second bilingual science teacher, but it was just at school. Outside of that, it was nothing else. So that's kind of my experience at that two schools. And now I am at a different school, and I've been at this school for year 3 and 4, and it's sort of the same thing, except for I've had the same principal for both years. This principal is really nice, really sweet, and he's cordial, and he does text and check up on me and make sure that I'm okay, because I've had like a lot of things happen. From my first year here, I was pregnant, and I had that baby early, so he's just been checking on me, make sure I'm doing good, because he's known everything that I've been through. But it's still not the same relationship that he has with the other teachers. So I'm always like, why don't I ever get that same relationship with this other teachers or principals? I'm like, is it because I'm quiet? I think it's because I'm quiet. Like, I'm an introvert, so I don't talk as much. Probably this year is the most I've talked, and everyone knows that well. They're like, oh, you're completely different. It's probably because I was pregnant in my second and third year, so this is finally a year that I'm not pregnant, and it's not my first year teaching, so I'm able to come out my shell a little bit more. So I do talk to the teachers at my grade level, but it's still none of that let's hang out on the weekend, let's do this, let's text. Now I can see that they have that relationship and they have some of the same friends. So I'm like, is it because y'all been in the same district together, that y'all taught here together for a while? Is that why you're friends and you hang out? But I don't ever get that relationship. It's always, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. They ask me all about my kids, that. But it's never, oh, let's go out to eat this weekend. What are you doing? You want to go here? You want to go there? So it's like, is it because I'm new here? You don't know me? Is it because I have 3 kids? Like, I would love to have that really good friendship with some of the teachers, but it's just never happened for me. So y'all let me know in the comments, how did you get your teacher friendships? Like, how did all of that start for you? Is there something I need to do? Do I need to invite them out? Like, how do you get it going? Because I really don't know. This is my 4th year teaching and I still have not had it. So there's gotta be something I can do. So I've always seen those buddy teacher relationships, on TVs. Even when I went to school, I felt like all these teachers are best friends, but I just haven't experienced that yet. I would love to have one of my teachers, be a really good friend. Have any tips or anything to let me know how to make them my teacher friends? That'd be good, because we're all the same age. Like, we're all 27 through 30, and right now we're all black, so we're all young black teachers. So I feel that we should be buddy like that, or I just want to experience it, which I haven't. But I'm not saying that I've had any teachers be mean to me. I haven't experienced that at all. Just my other school, that was the only time that I felt that the school was divided. But I will say this school here is not divided. They love everyone. The environment, the whole culture here, it felt amazing coming from my other school. Everyone here really loved on each other and make sure that everyone is doing good. This school will pray for you. They will get you anything that you need if you are without, and I've seen that firsthand. Last year my apartment caught on fire, and so many of these teachers reached out to help me, and I didn't even, and me and them hardly ever even spoke outside of, hey, how you doing? But the way they came together and helped me, Um, it was just amazing, and I was like, this is a great school. This is a great atmosphere. You can just feel it, that everyone here gets along, and it's amazing. And it was just a whole brand new experience coming from my other school where we were not like that. It was pretty much divided, monolingual and bilingual kids and teachers. Everything was just divided. So just being here at this school is really great. It's my second year here. I really hope that I make it here for a third year and continue working alongside these same teachers that I am now. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and find out, do things get better? Do I get a teacher friend coming up next year or any other time? Bye.